I think it is that time of the year again where AI companies will start shipping their flagship models one after the other. GPT-5 was announced only yesterday, and in this video, we're going to try out all these examples shared by the OpenAI team. OpenAI itself says that the model is good at general thinking and is the most efficient and deeper reasoning model they've released so far. So obviously we have to test it. And only yesterday, I think Claude also announced their 4.1 model, and they seem to be in line to release their Claude 5 model as well very soon. And now that GPT-5 has dropped, I think the deadline might be just way too close than I had initially expected. So here's what we're going to do. I have a free plan of ChatGPT right now, and if you've been watching my videos, you know I'm a big fan of using Claude for all my code related work and in general work, because I just feel the better context window gives me enough experiment and room to play around the content just like want to. But after GPT-5 and seeing some of these beautiful examples, I want to try out how what I can do, because the documentation says that complex front-end generation and debugging larger repositories, beautiful responsive web apps, and so on and so forth. And here are some of the examples of what GPT-5 has created with just one prompt. And obviously we have to try it, right? So we are going to go ahead and copy this prompt and go to ChatGPT. And firstly, let's go ahead and quickly upgrade. I'm going to pause this and upgrade my GPT plan to a paid version so that I can, comfortably play around with the platform. And there you go. We are on the paid plan for GPT, and we are going to go back on chatgpt.com, closing this. And this is where you can see the difference of how it looks on the free plan and how it looks on the paid plan now. We only have one model here now, GPT-5 model. So let's go ahead and start working on these prompts. We will go ahead and paste this prompt as is to see what really happens, or the output that the model generates when we put this prompt. I'm going to open a few more windows to make sure that we do multiple generations at a time. And let me, before we even do something here, let me appreciate how nice the UI feels for GPT-5. They're trying to make this, it almost feels like I'm using an operating system rather than a chatbot now. Even the, left side has more glassy feel to it, similar to what iPhone is also working on. So I think from the UX standpoint, they've killed it. They've done a real good job. There are a few more here: the rolling ball mini game, pixel art, typing game, drum simulator, lo-fi visualizer. So you guys were able to hear the sound, I guess. I have to try this one. So I'm going to copy this as well, this prompt, and I'm going to add this in the second window. I'm a bit skeptical with respect to these sounds and where they come from. So I'm not really sure where these sounds are coming from, because generally or usually you would need external assets in order to generate, or, external assets to have in your code to play these sounds. So let's see how it works out when we put this in there. This is the code that was generated using GPT for the previous example. And I'm going to quickly go ahead and click on run code. If you actually go back to the main game, this looks way cleaner. This looks a bit different. But yeah, I think if I can just play this and see how it feels. So I do have sound, which I didn't see coming, and I'm very curious where that sound is coming from. So let me just ask the model, where are you getting these sounds from? Oh, so they used audio API in order to generate these sounds too, which is crazy, right? And I'm guessing these graphics too were generated using AI. Also for the graphics, obviously the quality is different here, but I am impressed. Let me play around with this. Awesome. Mind is blown without a question. This is the second prompt that we added, and let's run this as well. So definitely the outputs that we see here or this one are a bit more different than what you end up seeing here. So these are great from the marketing standpoint, but we haven't really experimented with the thinking model. So now let's take this game prompt again, and this time we are going to be using the thinking model, which is supposedly better at generating these outputs. So in order to use that, just click here and click on GPT-5 thinking, and then go ahead and put this prompt here. This should think before it generates anything for you, and I am guessing that it's going to be way better than the output that we saw initially. Let's go ahead and read through some of the more examples here. There is no understanding if GPT-5 thinking was used for this or GPT-5 was used. So let's just experiment with both models for now. The model is also great for creative expression and writing, and it can, turn your rough ideas into compelling, resonate writing with literary depth and rhythm. It is also best model for health related questions. The model scores significantly higher than any previous model on Health Bench. So let's quickly take a look at this. I am guessing this is like a benchmark for health related questions. So far, what I'm seeing does really blow my mind. And here are some of the examples. GPT-5's response lands larger emotional arc with stronger ending. Write a short poem on that makes an emotional impact. A widow in Kyoto keeps finding her late husband's socks in strange places where socks shouldn't be. In the cupboard with the rice bowls, one folded neat like he just stepped out. Okay, I don't want to read this. I get it, right? I don't want to read this. This is, I guess, the health related question. So this was the O3. These two are actually the comparison with respect to both of these models. I don't want to go through this one, but let's take a look at this one. This was the O3 response. What does it mean if my mother had cancer? Does that put me at risk? What does that mean if my mother had cancer? Does that put me? Okay, same questions. Okay, it says, but this looks more emotionally connecting. This looks more straightforward. But I think my experience using AI models is that they will always be, empathetic. So maybe this response might not be 100%, maybe because I use Claude. I don't know, right? So my experience so far with LLMs is that they will be empathetic with you to begin with before they give you any straightforward answer, especially for health related things. This is for wedding toast, and you can actually scroll through the output here. Rehab plan and so on. So takeaway is that it does way better when it comes to more emotional relevant answers, and the depth of thinking is also better. So from the performance on the different benchmarks, so this is the competition math, you can see it does outperform some of the previous models. GPT-5 Pro scored 100% on Python, and it scored 96.7% when it used no tools. Basic GPT-5 scored 99.6, and in comparison to this scored 42.1%, which is strange because the performance here it seems like an outlier. So is this better trained at Python related questions? I don't know right now. Again, these are some of the benchmarks, and benchmarks are internally evaluated, so they wouldn't necessarily be the best comparison metrics unless some other model or some other outside evaluator also judges this. I think LLM Sys Arena would be a good place to get an understanding of how good the model really is. But based on what I'm seeing right now, especially the ability to generate sounds and images in real time does make this one of the best models out there. And if I just run code now, look at the quality of the output when it comes to using the GPT-5 thinking model as opposed to the GPT-5 model. Let's play this. Okay. You can actually give follow-up prompts to make the game better. But I think so far also it is fun to play this. Yeah, I'm not good at this. Let me just dodge one object correctly. I'm not really good at this. All right. This is the best I've done so far. Never mind. And you can actually share this. I don't know how. Yeah, you can't share this, I think. But yeah, I think pretty much very, very good outputs as compared to what we had initially seen. And I can tell you, if I try this on Claude, it's still not going to work as good as it did on GPT right now. So from the standpoint of just the fact that it can generate images, the fact that it can generate audio, all in the same model makes this way better than any other large language model available today to us out there. Now the question is, if I just copy this code, the code that it has generated, right? If I stop this, if I copy this and I go back and paste this in my own internal IDE, will this be useful? I don't think so, because the audio that was generated is generated somewhere on the cloud. of GPT, right? And there is no way you can actually import this locally unless you generate it and store it somewhere in your code and then try to run it. So from the standpoint of just people using it on the UI, nothing can beat this model or nothing can beat Chat GPT right now. But as far as the LLM goes, and from the output standpoint and API standpoint, there is still a lot of scope to test that out, because all of these capabilities like image generation, video generation, or rather audio generation in this case, I don't think you will be able to do it via the API. I want to try one more example, the typing speed race, and I want to see the output quality as compared to what we see in the demo. So obviously the demo pages are kind of exaggerated to a point where you feel like the demo, the output is going to look exactly the same. They are obviously cherry picked to some extent to make sure that they show the best output. If I take the same prompt, try it 5 times, every time the quality of the output is going to be different. But it does still give me freedom. The fact that it generates audios and images in the same prompt itself kind of gives me that mental freedom to build something, or prototype something right on the, Chat GPT UI, share it with my own, colleagues or bosses or whoever might be relevant in this case. So really, really good update. And I am super pumped to try out at least the basic things that I have access to with this. And if you look at the code, this is a simple HTML code, right? So HTML head, and then it's adding some CSS design and so on and so forth. So from the standpoint of first impressions, really impressive, but I don't think much has changed from the code or development standpoint. They will still have to fetch the output. Maybe it does way better when it comes to the output quality, but that is something that I've not tested. But the benchmarks say that it's definitely better than some of the previous models. The comparison with Claude is something that we should still look forward to. And if I just take this prompt, and for the sake of testing out, if I go ahead and put this on prompt, let's say I don't really want to worry about the audio side of things, can we get a similar output, right? So let's just quickly test that out as a final piece of testing, and then we can conclude the video per se. Claude, in my opinion, historically has done way better job when it comes to writing code than ChatGPT has. And if it's able to get audio as well, which I think it's not going to be possible for the ecosystem, because Claude does not generate audios. It only is the text to text model per se at this point. It does image vision as well, but I don't think it works with audio. So let's go ahead and run this code and then type this. Okay, how do I use this? Yeah, seems to work pretty good so far. Let's see what Claude has done for us. I think it's still writing code. It's generating the JavaScript for our code. So let's just wait for a few more seconds for the generation to complete, and then we can test this out as well. All right, so the UI is ready and I can do start race, and then there you go. Yeah, I think from the standpoint of the output looks fine. The design is obviously a bit more different, and I don't know how that was inspired, but I'm super pumped with respect to what ChatGPT can do, except for the fact that it can generate, Claude cannot generate audio right now. Otherwise, the whole audio related things and the quality of the output definitely seems better. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll let you guys decide if you want to use Claude or ChatGPT. But if you're someone who writes code, I think Claude might still be your go-to model, especially after they roll out Claude 5. But GPT seems great when it comes to doing UI-based things. So thank you so much and have a great rest of the day.